Good afternoon, my fellow freedom fighters of the world. Welcome to another great segment of walking on the Route 119 warpath between Connellsville and Uniontown. And once again, I'm very proud, very proud to announce that after today's great 10-mile march, I'm going to be at 10,000 miles! Woohoo! Yes, it's been an amazing journey, and this is exactly the month I started 7 years ago. So my destiny has been this trail of honor. Yes, my friends, sometimes in life you know you were put on this earth to do something. You don't know what, but when I started walking, I knew this is what I had to do. And I'm a natural born leader, my friends, like I was talking to you guys about in part 1 of walking 10,000 miles. Yes, this is part 2 of walking 10,000 miles for the soldiers, the American soldiers who have fought and died for your freedoms since the beginning of this great country. This flag I carry is called Old Glory. It has represented freedom since the beginning of this great country, and I will continue to keep walking with Old Glory. My goal every year is to walk 3 legs of 500 miles, and here I am. I find myself atop of a great mountain, and I'm very proud. And like I told you in the first part, like I said, I don't know how many parts I'm gonna have, but it's all gonna be about the 10,000 miles, and however short the videos are, because I think this guy might want to talk to me up here. So I want you to be brave, be strong, stand tall, walk proud, and most of all, talk loud, because the freedom of speech is the most powerful weapon we have, my friends, because our founding fathers knew that. Ben Franklin said it best: without the freedom of speech, there can be no such thing as public liberty. And without the freedom of thought, there can be no such thing as wisdom. So, until next part 3, I will see you in the next video. Have a great day, always pulling out. So I can continue on with this great... I thought he was going to talk to me, but I guess he's not going to. See? This is how it is out here on the highway. But I'm going to leave this as part 2. And I wanted to get that thought out to you guys about being a natural born leader, because I am. I've always been a leader, and no matter where I've been, at work or at play, people have looked up to me. I'm a football coach, baseball coach. And like I was just telling 2 great veterans of this war along the highway here, I met them out on the road here. And like I told you guys in the first part, I'm going to still walk with the flag. Flag 21 will be flying high, don't worry. But I'm not going to make a goal for myself to walk 2 to 4 times a week to get my 3 legs of 500 miles. This year has been very frustrating for me because of my work. I have to work. I spent my lifelong savings on this trail to actually be able to walk. All these years, I have spent everything I had on this. I'm like the founding fathers. If I had more, I'd spend it. But I have to work, and I'm blessed to be at, like I was telling you, in the 9,990 mile walk, my 10 miles up on the Whipkey Ridge. I have to work, because there's no way around it, and I like to work. So God has blessed me, because out here on the trail, when I'm not filming, I'm praying. It's always been a 10-mile walk of prayer. So it takes me 3.5 hours if you multiply that into 10,000 miles, and you guys know from what I say on the Iroquois warpath down, walking with Bear out in the Pennsylvania outback where I live, it takes me longer than 3.5 miles to walk. 3.5 hours to walk 10 miles. So I've put a lot of time in with prayer. I pray for our soldiers. I pray for everybody out there in the world who's fighting for freedom against this new world order, fascist, satanic, Luciferian, mad, scientific oligarchy that we find ourselves in, this fascist new world order government. We're all slaves, man. You know, maybe Jim Morrison knew something when he was saying, we're all slaves. We are all slaves. We're slaves, man. And I walk for the freedoms that our brave soldiers have fought and died for. I'm walking 3 miles for every soldier lost in this war, and I will continue to walk. Like I said, though, I'm going to get on with my life. I've been in the service of freedom in our country by doing what I'm doing, by not getting paid, by on my own free will and honor. The trail of honor. Never forget that. I could have had the press out here today. Like I was telling those guys, the only reason why I was in the newspapers a lot in the beginning, sure, I called them out, especially when I presented the flags, because it's always been about the soldiers and veterans in this great country, the guys who have died for us to be able to use the freedom of speech and the freedom of thought. And like I was telling you guys, and I'll talk more, most of all, I'll talk about it in part 3. The truth is freedom, my friends. The truth is everything. If you're one of those people out there and you know about chemtrails, you know about Fukushima being sabotaged, you know about the Gulf of Mexico being sabotaged, you know about 9/11 being sabotaged. Yes, 9/11, inside job. I'm a truther. I'm a truther. You know who invented the word truther? Fucking Glenn Beck. Glenn Beck, yes. Glenn Beck. You know what? I made it on his show one time as a call-in guy. I've never been invited to the talk radio shows. Oh, they say they love the troops. Yeah, right. My ass. They know about me. Why won't they have me on there? Because I talk the truth. I don't live the lie that they tell you guys to live. You know what? Glenn Beck gave me a hard time. He said, what do you want to do? I said, well, I want to be a talk radio show guy just like you, Glenn. And he actually, it caught him off guard, and he was an asshole. I've already been on talk radio. I have my own YouTube show. You're watching it right now. I'm a natural born leader. He knew that. They all knew that. They work for the New World Order government. Glenn Beck, Sean Hannity, Rush Limbaugh, all of them. I'm telling you, my friends, stop living the lie. If you know about chemtrails, and if you know about the Gulf of Mexico, and you know that 9/11 was the inside job, you're just the biggest traitor as your gatekeeper of gatekeepers. You're a gatekeeper too. I'm a truth seeker, not a gatekeeper. I want you to be a truth seeker, not a gatekeeper. Go to my website if you want to find out about the truth. It's one of the greatest spots on this Route 119 warpath. I love it. Keep fighting, my friends. Be brave. Be strong. Stand tall. Walk proud. And most of all, talk loud for freedom. Have a great day wherever you're at in the world. See you in part 3.